from the dead. Now listen, if the resurrection of Jesus speaks of nothing else, if it says nothing else, if it speaks of nothing else, it assures us that there will be a judgment day. Because God raised him from the dead and proved himself to be God. Hallelujah. So Paul's saying here that because of that, you can rest assured there's going to be a judgment. Because Jesus was raised from the dead, and others are going to be raised from the dead. Now there's going to be one resurrection where the righteous are raised, and that's the resurrection I want to be in, I believe you want to be in, and that's the resurrection we're shooting for. But there's another resurrection, it's called the second death. Because those who come forth are going to stand before God and be judged, and they're going to know why they're being judged, they're going to know they're judged fairly, and then they're going to be cast into the lake of fire. God's a fair God. He is absolutely, totally fair in judgment and justice. But he says here, he's given assurance of this judgment. We have an assurance of it because he raised him from the dead. So you can rest assured, if the resurrection speaks of nothing, which speaks of a lot more, but if nothing else you get from the resurrection, rest assured, that does mean there's coming a day of judgment. Jesus will never again come and die, and hang on a cross and die and be buried another 3 days or anything. That's over and done with. That's happened. And he's been raised from the dead, and that's the end of that story. And so there will be a judgment day. So back over in Judges, I want to jump back over here. I got to hurry up and land this plane. I know that. I really intend to get bogged down something that got bogged down in today, but anyway, we did. Now, we've gone through verses 21 and we read verses 27 through 30. Did we go all the way through 36? I don't think we did we? Yeah, we did. We went all the way through 36. So, what I'll mention is this. Here we have the Israelites. We see after all the great victories that they did have, and now this last passage covers their compromise. You and I are the elect of God. If you've been washed in the blood of Jesus and you've been saved and you are walking with him, you are part of the elect of God. Now, he wants everyone to be walking as the elect. They don't, and they elect not to do so. That's their election, But if we're born again and we're serving God and we're walking with Jesus Christ, and we are the elect of God. The elect of God brings with it a mission call. The elect of God brings with it a mission call. Now, I know I need to speed up, but I want to break this down just a bit. If you'll bear with me, look at that. When I leave here, I got to go straight to Kershaw. I'm on call this weekend as chaplain. We've got a family over there that needs a chaplain, and so I've got to leave here and go straight to Kershaw. But so no one's in any bigger hurry than what I am. But I do feel I don't want to do any injustice by not breaking this down properly for just a few minutes, if you'll bear with me. In Joshua 13, 6-7, Joshua, because of old age, could not complete the mission. Just read here in Judges chapter 1 where Joshua died. God didn't, but Joshua did. Election by God leads God's people to God's mission. That's a task to be undertaken if it's never even fully accomplished. Okay? To touch on something I've mentioned before. The vision that God gave me for this church, for this community, is a vision that even if it comes to be fulfilled, odds are I won't be here to see it fulfilled. Because when God gives you a vision, he always gives a vision bigger than what you are. His vision encompasses more than what you are. It takes faith. He's going to stretch your faith. And you're going to have help in that vision. And so when God gives you the vision, the odds are you won't be the one to live to see it completed. You may see some of it come to fruition. I'd love to see all of it come to fruition, but odds are at the age I am now and where we are in time and all these things, the odds are, just give it the odds, I won't be here to see that. I won't live to see that. Now, if y'all to join with me on the vision 18 years ago, we might be. I'm messing with you now. But, well, maybe some truth to that. But anyway, Well, let me say that and say this, and then I'll go to what I was fixing to mention concerning that. Failure to carry out the policy of conquest as it was laid out in Exodus. Now, I am going to flip to Exodus for just a moment. Chapter 34. If I can, thought I'd marked it. Maybe I did. Exodus chapter 34. And there's a verse in Deuteronomy 7:16. I may not go there, but I do want to go to Exodus chapter 34. And look at verse 11. If you don't want to turn there, just jot it down, because